Hello, South Bay. It's March already. The first quarter's almost at a close, and I'm not sure where that time goes. The real estate market has and is changing, sometimes daily. Let's first look at the numbers and then stick around till the end and find out what we think is going to happen going forward and how you could take advantage of the current market. Let's look at median estimated home values around the South Bay. They range from about 651,000 in Wilmington to a little under 4 million in Rolling Hills. Values have fallen from their peak a few months ago, but if we look at the map, everywhere except El Segundo and Lomita have higher values than this same time last year. If you want to know what your home's worth right now, contact me and I'll send you a free report. Now, just to give you an idea of the range of homes that sold, we always look a month back, so this will be in February. They range from this one bedroom, one bath, 655 square foot condo that sold for $355,000 to this three bedroom, 3 3/4 bath, 3,643 square foot home on a 6,761 square foot lot that sold for $7,250,000. Hello everyone, Steve Huhta here from HousesInSouthBay.com, bringing you the South Bay Real Estate Market Report for March 2023. Please remember to like, subscribe, comment, and especially share if you find this of value. Now, we all know what affects changing prices most is supply and demand. So let's take a quick look and see what's going on. On the supply side, we had 640 active listings in February in the whole of the South Bay, which is up 29% from a year ago. Of those 640 homes in inventory, 304 are new listings on the market in February, which is down 31.2% from a year ago. Now, looking at the demand side, we only had 209 homes sell in February. We also had another 209 homes pending, which means they have a signed contract, but the sale's still in process. So we had a total of 418 homes sell or should be sold out of the 640 total listings. But we keep hearing on the news that no one is buying homes. I think numbers tell us a little bit different story, at least in our area. Yes, it's slowed down a little, but we can see homes are continuing to sell throughout the whole South Bay. Now, average days on market is 42 days, with half selling in less than 23 days. That seems like a lot because we've been used to such fast sales during the pandemic. But as you can see, it's just getting back to pre-pandemic normal range. Now, one very important number and a way to visualize that balance between supply and demand is best shown in inventory months of supply, which is at about 2 months of supply right now. So if no new homes came on the market, we would sell out of homes in about 8 weeks. This is the number that gives us an indication of where the market's going. So even when the numbers are a little crazy, we can look at this and see how things balance out. Now, with only 2 months of supply, we are still in an upward market long term. But that doesn't mean that there will not be a decrease in prices in the short term. The huge gains in home prices during the pandemic was not normal or sustainable and has to correct at some point to a more normal market. If months of supply reach about 4 to 5 months locally or 6 months on a national level, then we'll be looking at a kind of a flat, neutral market or even starting a downturn market. Now, there is no crystal ball, but we can see no indications that home prices will soften very much further unless something drastically changes in the economy. We just don't have enough homes to meet the demand under current conditions. Now, I mentioned at the beginning about taking advantage of the current market. For buyers, this may be a very good time to buy. Prices have softened, and better yet, competition has softened, making it easier to negotiate with the sellers. Now, remember, you're not buying the current interest rate, which we keep hearing about. You're buying a home. If interest rates continue to climb, you will have saved money by acting now. And if interest rates fall, you can refinance to that lower rate. If your plan is to live in that home for a long time, you should not be caught up on current interest rates, but more so on what fits your family's budget and goals. Now, a few seconds ago I mentioned, unless something drastic happens, well, I don't know where you're watching this or what week, but we just had 2 banks collapse. And this kind of gets taken over by the federal government, and that's kind of a drastic change. But how will it affect you buying or selling a home? Well, the same day as the collapse, mortgage interest rates dropped. When bad things happen in the economy, rates usually drop. When interest rates go from there, we don't know and we're only guessing. If the Fed decides to keep fighting our 6% inflation rates, then they'll continue to climb. So a mortgage today will look like a good deal. Now, if the Fed announces it'll stop fighting inflation for a while because what they're done is working and they're slowing and maybe even damaging banks, we'll see a decline in interest rates. But we know that when money gets cheaper, competition in the market goes up, so prices go up. So it may be best to buy now with low competition and refinance later. We should also look at next year being an election year, which every party in office always tries to make the economy a little better. Now, what we don't know is how. If we go into recession, it will be cheap money. If we continue with inflation, it might be maybe some more jobs. Either way, I don't see a downside to buying right now. My final thoughts are that rising inflation is actually a reason to buy. A home purchase shields and stabilizes your largest monthly cost, your housing cost, against inflation. Rents will continue to rise with inflation, whereas a home mortgage will remain the same and build equity over time. History also shows us that once inflation is under control, we'll probably see lower interest rates, giving you a chance to lower your payments in the future. But don't wait until then. We know that when interest rates go back down, prices will come back up. Now, no matter what the state of the economy, you still need a place to live and build memories with your loved ones. Would you rather be doing that while paying off your home or paying off your landlord's home? Ask yourself, what real estate opportunities would you like to take advantage of? For questions on buying, selling, or investing in real estate, contact me so I can help. Bye for now.